Hello everybody. I think this is the first time I think in a long time that there's no one here in the beginning. But anyway. Drinking my coffee, eating my cake. I need to start Unity anyway. I'm actually working on something pretty interesting right now. An issue you have experienced that you didn't knew what was the caused by. So let's see. Okay. Hello, everybody. Now people are joining, I can see. Hello. Just starting up Unity because I started working on a it's not specifically to hello Matrix. Yesterday I started working on something that has been it's been an issue in the game for a long time. The problem is that the fix for the issue might come with some downsides, but it's something that I saw via hello Malkin. Is that you, Matrix, or is it another one? No, anyway, but I will show you in a moment when it starts up. But the basic problem again is not specific to shells and mortar, but it became obvious again in shells and mortar because it's even more sophisticated. But the problem is that sometimes, and you might have noticed it, that sometimes it's a little hard to hit the fuse with the torch or with the fuse tool. It's my name. I come from Germany. Okay. Malkin. So is that you, Matrix, or I'm a little in doubt if it's the same person watching on YouTube and Twitch. I need some paper towel, just a second. Okay. Yeah, just watch on YouTube, no problem. I just stream on both platforms, and I actually also stream on Twitter or X today, just for the fun of it, because I just need to click a box and then it streams to that too. But then people can watch on the platform that they enjoy. But what I'm actually working on right now is the logic behind what the player is looking at. You know, the crosshair, what is happening in the code is that a ray is shot forward, and then maybe I should go fancy and draw it just for the fun of it. Okay, now I need to log in here, just a second. But the point is that when you're building fireworks, you are using colliders and triggers to colliders to make the object react to physics, so that when, you know, for instance, a mortar or a shell is dropped, it needs to, you know, act realistically when it hits into something. So that's the colliders. And then there is some colliders that is only triggers, that doesn't affect the physics or bounce into something, but it's used to help identify that you are hitting something, so that if you have something that you are looking at, you can shoot out a ray, and then you can figure out if you hit a button or a firework or whatever. Let me see if I can explain it here. So, for instance, we have a, whoops, just a second. So, for instance, we have a mortar here, and we have a fuse here. And then, can I change the color? Green. So then we have then the way you would typically build it is that you would have a collider that goes around this, you know, the square in the bottom. I can also show it inside Unity in a moment. And then you would have a collider that goes around this one, so that, you know, it can bounce into something. And when the player then go over here and he looks at something, we shoot out a ray here that at the first thing it hits, which will be this green one here, then it returns that to the player saying, okay, you hit this object here. And then I can look for this object if it's a erasable object, if it's whatever it is. But it's only on the game object that have the collider that it's hitting. And this is, I don't know if it makes sense, but this mortar is built up of a hierarchy of different objects. So if the collider is on, let's say it's built up as a game object here, and it have some model, blah, blah, some other, and then the colliders might be down here. Then when this one is hitting, we get this little object back, and not this one up here. And it might be up here that this object up here is the root object, and that might contain some information that the player can react to, like if it's a firework or whatever it is. That was not the best explanation at all, but it was actually a terrible explanation. But what I've changed now, what I'm trying to change, is that instead of returning at the first one it's hitting, it's actually going through for a distance, let's say like 2 meters, and then everything it hit. So it will say, I hit this one, and I hit this ball over here and a wall. So I also hit this one, and I also hit this one. Oops. This, of course, I don't know how big of a performance impact, because it's only the one, you know, the player that is doing it. So, or one of the player, the one you are controlling. So I don't know how big of a performance issue it is. I don't think so, because these raycasts are pretty common and used for a lot of things. So I think it's pretty optimized from Unity's side, and I'm using an alloc version, non-alloc version, that should not put any memory use or make any, not leak any memory, basically. How many users do you have on Twitch? I don't know, actually. From what I'm told here, okay, I have 1 on Twitch, 4 on YouTube, and 12 on Twitter. That seems a little weird, so many on Twitter, but anyway. Anyway, if anybody is watching on Twitter, please try and put something in the chat. It won't show up here in the chat in the corner over here, but I can see it I should be able to see it in the chat in the Restream app here. Anyway, that was actually a terrible start, but yeah, there was a little explanation of what I'm trying to do right now. But the problem also is when you're looking at this drawing. So I actually have fixed this. So I changed that now, as I just explained. So now the player is actually getting all of the things back. So yeah. Basically the problem before was that this one, first it might hit something that identified that it was an erasable thing, and just behind that was another collider that identified that it was a firework that pointed to the fuse or something like that, and the fuse also have a collider, blah 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 blah. But it only returns the first one, so that means that either you couldn't erase it or you couldn't ignite it easily. I'm terrible at explaining this. But now it sends everything back, and the logic now tries to identify if one of the things that it returned is something that my ignite tool is interested in. So, and then it skips the rest of them if it figures out that this is anyway, terrible explanation. Let's try it out here. Maybe I should. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you. So let me open up the code, also just for my own, so I can remember what I did yesterday, and also so we can. It's always good to make something break before you fix it. Does work a firecracker activates when a collider touches the ground like a snappy? That could be possible. Yeah, Matrix. Sorry for not seeing the chat before now, but that's for sure possible. Hello, Lucas, and hello, Keltusan. Okay, so let's ignite tool. Okay, it only yeah, okay, it's not that easy actually to revert that back. Okay. Okay. I can't just revert that back easily because, yeah. Hello, Opfitter. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go with this one. I'm gonna test it a little, and if it works, okay, then it's fine. One of the downsides of this is that you can now, let's make it day maybe so it's a little easier to see. So one of the issues is that now you can, if you have like a cake here, so you can of course okay, so it's not working at all. So that's a good start. What? Let me see if I broke something yesterday. We'll get to the mod tools and some I'm testing out. What? Okay, maybe I changed something yesterday. Let's take a look here. Oh, it's the max interaction distance. I changed that. Yeah, okay. I think that's the problem. Yes, okay. Let me show you one of the problems here. I just changed this yesterday, and I didn't test it afterwards. This usually is 5. So this is the distance that the ignite tool can actually travel, you know, or how far the fireworks can be away from the player, and the ignition tool can ignite it. And that's set to 5 meters apparently now, which is pretty far. So I might want to change that. Because the problem with this new approach is that beforehand most things would block the ignite tool, so you couldn't ignite stuff through walls, but that is now possible, which I'm not super fan of, but it just gives some other benefits. I don't know if I should. I could do something, but then you have to do something specifically not to... I don't know. Let's see. So now it's set to 5 meters again. So that's why it's working here. Okay. So one of the problems here is that... Whoops. Is that I can now ignite something through a box. You see? That's not good. But that's because, as I was drawing before, it sends me back everything, and then the first one it can actually ignite, it ignites. And the problem is I cannot do the logic of just stopping when it hits something that is not ignitable, because that's what happened before. And that gives another issue of it making it very hard to put the colliders and the triggers of on some fireworks. So because with this new approach here, you can see when I'm looking here between these two, it's fine. It doesn't ignite anything, but as soon as I hit one of these, which is some logic I've made to make it easier, that you just need to hit the fireworks itself, then it will find a fuse automatically, instead of you having to hit the fuse specifically here. That's very annoying, and doesn't always work. So yeah, these effects are just from Panini's test. I'm just testing stuff. So to get around that problem, that's why yesterday, how to destroy a lighter, you can't destroy it. So that's why I yesterday changed this to 2 meters, which might be a little too little. So let's maybe set it to 2.5. I'm really bad at explaining these things. Apparently. Okay, let's try again here. So now I set the distance to 2.5 meters, but it's a bad solution because it doesn't fix the problem. But I can also just go back to the other one, where it just stops as soon as it hits something, and then everything would block the tool. But that's also annoying because then we have this other issue. Because also, an argument for doing this is that I have to change the distance anyway. I foresee at least I need to, because right now you can see here that the lighter is just, floating in the air. But in the not too far distant future, I need to have some kind of animation. So I need to have the character's hand up and actually somehow hold that torch. So when I do that, the torch can't just fly 3 meters ahead of the character. Well, that could be funny too, with the hand just being super long. But that could actually be pretty funny. But I foresee I might need to change that anyway, so it might be okay that I need to get a bit closer than we are used to ignite stuff. You see? Now I need to stand here. It might be okay. Anyway, let's see. Whoops. These shells I'm putting into this now is actually coming from, because I'm changing the mod tools and to support this shell and all that. So yesterday I was testing. See, this is also easier now. Not. Or not. Ah, okay, that's, yeah, okay. So here you can actually see the problem that's because the changes I just made was only used in the torch tool. So that's why the torch can just look at the entire firework and then just find the fuse and ignite it. Whereas the fuse tool here don't have that logic yet. So here you can see the problem that I was trying to explain before. I need to find, it hooked up, but I can't just point here. I need to find a specific place where it hits the collider, which is annoying. So yeah, we'll try it out. I can always roll it back if I want to. Okay. Do you still have that flamingo that you had on your mic? Yeah, I have it somewhere. Right now, I'm actually in doubt where it is. But I think I have it somewhere. Oh, you see on the screen there, every time you do a smiley on Twitch, we get a little flying smiley. Anyway, so I think actually I'm pretty okay with this solution now. At least for now. We can always I can redo it. But let's try it out because it does fix some other issues. So let me just check this in. So we can continue with some other stuff. Extended. Looking at send out rate. So let's fix that. Okay, so let's do something here. So one of the things I'm working on too is some new I think you can add channel points to your stream. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be a partner or anything on Twitch or anything. I don't know what I can do there. At some point I had some bot connected so you can do kind of exclamation mark points and then do gambling stuff and all that. Roll the dice thingy. But I don't know. You can try. We can try and do it. I don't know if it works. Nope, it doesn't work. I don't know if that's what you mean with travel channel points. We could also let's do something else here first before I continue. I also need the shell and mortar system here. We need to play a sound when a shell goes into the mortar. But I don't have a sound, so we're just gonna use something for now. But I'm also a little in doubt if that should be on the. If the sound should be something you set on the mortar or on the shell. It would be the mortar, right? I don't know if Panini is here. I guess not. But let me take a look here. Okay, load sound. Yeah, okay. So it is on the sound definition. Drop sound. Channel points are points that a streamer can turn on in settings. Get points and stuff. I don't you need to be a partner to do stuff like that? I don't think I am. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know actually. Okay, so let's see here. So let's find the mortar behavior here. No, it must be the mortar tube really. It must be the tube that have this. So serializable field, and let's say private string a load sound. Oops. And I think we have something called game sound here. So that's a game sound. And then when should we that should happen when we set up to blah blah blah. That must be here. So that happens on both the client and on the so that must be here. So after I've done all of this, if you reset, then we play a sound. And I think we have, I can't even remember, broadcast, new messenger event, play sound. So we played this sound, and at the position of yeah, basically the don't we have this launch position, something entry and launch position? Yeah, we do that. Transform position, so it will be at that location, and delayed, that's not important, so like that. So now when we go in, let's see here. So now a tube should have a sound. Let's go and take a look at, we have some mod sample things here, which I also used as templates. So we have this one. So we can go into parts, mortar tube. Okay. Maybe I should add a okay. I don't have any prefab of a add a mortar tube prefab. Anyway, so here are the mortar tubes, and then we need to set the load sound. And now comes the question, what sound should we take? Whoosh, fast whoosh. Let's try that one. Let's see. Hello, Amnesty. Happy Wednesday. So Amnesty, do you remember? I could check the code, but the load sound is on the mortar, right? And there's can it be overridden by the shell? That sound. I don't have the sound yet. I'm just trying out here to play a sound, because then we can always replace it. So I put it on this one, And then we take this mortar. Let's listen. Let's stop them. Var det ikke noget fast whoosh? That doesn't work. Ah! Wood? Oh, is that because... Ah, damn it. Just a second. Bootstrapper something. Yeah, okay. No, it should load up the entire thing. I don't know if you saw it, but I put in this fast whoosh sound. Ah, come on. Come on. Great. Okay. Why did that? Why is it that every time I freaking start this stream, YouTube or Unity just crash? Anyway. So again, I don't have a load sound yet, so I'm just trying out. I'm just trying to play a sound, because if that sound can play, it's just a matter of finding a good sound I can use. Come on. Come on. Isn't it fast whoosh? Okay. Okay, so we have these fast. Ah, okay. Fast double. So it should say that sound. But fast whoosh. Let's see something. Okay, great. Come on. We could also use the toy one. Okay, the fast whoosh is apparently removed from some reason. Okay. Anyway, okay, that was okay, let's try another one. We take the toy thingy because that's funny. So we take just this squeaking. That's, and then we go in again. Jesus Christ, that was a lot. By the way, Hmm. Jesus Christ, that was a lot. Well, the thing is that the sound from Panini's package, I need to know that I can actually use that in the game. One thing is that what people put in via mods, another thing is what I include in the game. Okay, let's listen again. So that squeaky toy sound, that's the sound of the mortar, or the mortar going into the tube. We missed some sounds here too. Okay, so that's fine. Now we need to go in here, and then we need to go in here, and then we need to set a sound here. For now, it will be the squeaky toy sound. That's all we have. But that actually works now. By the way, Amnesty, the stuff I talked about with parts, and you will see that when you test it out. But you have this parts here, so you can add and this is where I need the naming to be kind of in a way so it matches the stuff over here or something like that. So you know that, okay, you're missing an entry and launch position, so maybe you should create one of these. And when I do that, it adds this one, which is a mortar launch position that I can then drag into here if it wasn't there already. But we'll take a call about that at some point. What did I break now? Okay. Anyway, so there is a launch sound now. So that's all good. We don't have a sound, but it's playing a sound, so that's good enough. Erase tool, erase. Why is that removed? Yeah. So like that. But I don't know. I'm not actually sure, Amnesty, if I got that sound from Panini, if that was in one of the packages he sent me. But again, I at least need, if it's a sound Panini made, and he can say thumbs up to me using it in the game, then I will use it for sure. And then maybe do some. I guess we need to have some kind of different versions, like a small one and a larger tubes, but I think we can just do that by pitching the sound, so it'll be either higher or lower. Yeah, I also want to clean up a little in not here, but in these here. So okay, I need to, no, I can't do that here. Yeah. maybe let's try some logic around animating. Hello, Racing Man. Some logic around animating the fuse into the mortar. Or should we? No, I think actually maybe. No, we can't really animate it because so animation wise, I guess we just need something. So we have a mortar here, or a mortar tube. So right now I have a collider up here that looks for when a shell enters it and then kind of puts it in the mortar. So for me to animate it, right now it just disappears. But what would be nice was that when it actually starts loading, it moves slowly, or fairly quickly, of course, but animated at least. It animates over here, so we have the shell here, and then it goes down into the tube. But for me to be able to animate that, I need to know where the bottom is. You know, where should it? I know where it starts because I know where the entry point is. So I know where it is here. And then I need to be able to animate it from here to here while playing that sound. But I don't know. Just a second. And he's back again. Sorry. Don't have to be animated. But okay, I could also an easier thing. Let me ask you another. How important? Okay, first of all, how important is it that you can actually see the fuse down, the mortar down here, if you look down in the mortar tube? Because animation-wise, I could also just do a quick what is it called? A scaling. So it just like goes and then into the mortar. So instead of just disappearing, it just goes in. But you know what, Amnesty? I could also just I'll wait with this, and then I prepare the mod tools for you and for the closed beta testers, so you can try it out, and then we take it from there. Because then you also have a better feeling of how it actually works. I think that would be smart. I think that's a better approach. Okay, let me do something. Let me just try something. Because actually, then soon the mod tool for you, MSD, is ready to be tested. But it's only for the closed beta testers for now. More problems. Okay, let me show you how it works now. Okay, MSD, are you here? Oops, let me know. So I can show you at least how it works now. Don't look at the effect, of course, because the effects are not. I haven't really spent time on that, but I put in some of Panini's effect in a mod, because some of these are from within the game. All of these are actually now in the game, but these out here is actually loaded in from a mod I did yesterday as a testing thing. But there's something with the physics here, you can see. But this one have it looks like. See, this is how it works now. Yeah. There's no sound on this one, so don't look at the effect. But the way you load it into is the same. And if you go up here, you cannot see. You can't see the mortar or the shell in there. But at first, I don't think that's so important. I have an idea of how I can do it. But also the stuff I talked about before, where I need to see the bottom of the mortar tube. I need that anyway if you want that logic of being able to, put other stuff down here. As you talked about, you can do that in the current modded version. So you can just fill this one up with these ones, and then ignite this one, and then they should all blow out. But that's not happening right now, because the explosion and all that starts up here and flies up. So it's not actually pushing any of these out. So what I could do is that I could, so when you're creating a mortar, you're also marking the actual tube, the inside of that tube. and really we could use that to go all the way up. Anyway, because by having that trigger in here and some script that keeps an eye on that, I can keep a track of what you put inside the okay. Yeah, you just missed me being out helping my son with something, Steve. I was just showing you how it works right now, and I'll show you again in a moment. I was just explaining that with the current version I have, as it is right now, you cannot do, well, you can see I filled this up with smaller tubes or smaller shells, but right now if I do like this, they won't blow up like that. Not very much, at least, you can see. And the reason for that is that the explosion, or the actually the shooting of the shell, happens up here and goes up, and it doesn't keep track of what is inside the tube. So what I could add, and that goes together with that thing I talked about before about the animation going into the tube. If you as a mortar creator also define the inside of the tube, basically just having a cylinder collider with a trigger on it and a script that I made that is on that, then I can keep track of what you put inside the mortar. So I could keep a track of all of these things that you have placed inside the mortar, and then once the mortar is fired off, I can then add some force to all of these things so they blow out of the mortar. That's one way of doing it. That's not happening right now. But anyway, I wanted to show you how it goes into the mortar now. Right now, it's not very impressive. It just do like this. So that's it. Another idea, by the way, because, and I want to have some inputs from any of you guys on this. Right now, it can be a little hard to, you know, figure out when you are actually hovering over the mortar. It's hard to see where you are, even though we have this line down here showing, you know, where it is. It can be pretty hard to aim it. So I was actually considering changing the spawn tool a little, so that instead of having a consistent length away from the player, like, you know, I can of course move it here, but instead of just having it go at the same length no matter where I look, I was thinking of changing it so that if it collides with something, that this shell that I'm about to spawn would kind of, you know, stay, so it would stay here. If I go forward, it would stay like this, because I think that will make it easier, because then when, even if it was, you know, I was like having it over here, and then when I look at this, it should really come back here and then be at this location. I think that would make it much easier to shoot these things into the mortar, and I don't think it actually ruins anything else, except that, and that might be a good thing, you can spawn behind walls, which you can today. I don't know if this makes sense at all. So, but something you will notice as soon as you try it out is that, yeah, the fusing of these is a little wonky. You have to hit it specifically to make it connect. But I think I can fix that at the same way I fixed the ignition tool here. But we'll fix that now. You will get access to it soon, and then I can just fix these things meanwhile. And also you have to be closer now to stuff to ignite it. Yeah, but magnetize the tube. Yeah, but really the feeling would be like that, I guess. But it would be the same if I took a cake, and then, you know, if the cake I was having it out here, if I then looked at a wall or something that blocked the vision, the cake would, as soon as I go over here, boom, it will be on this side here. And I think that mechanic would work both great with normal fireworks, but it will have a real big deal with shells, because I could then go over here, and instead of having to scroll in to make it fit, I could just look here, and then it would be instantly here, and then I could just boom, boom, boom. We could actually try that out, but anyway, you saw the lack of animation. That's how it is now. Let's just give it a quick go. Let's see here. Don't know how easy this is. It might be easy. Let's just give it a quick look. It's this laser pointer thingy. It's a little weird made. What? Here it is. Grab blah 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 blah. Let's see if we can do. Full point. Yeah, okay. That requires a little more coding and calculations that I'm not gonna do right now, because that would be super boring to look at. Just a second. And it's back again. Okay. I don't know why my live stream are so unproductive. I just have tons of issues. Anyway, let's try out now. Actually taking this and build the mod tools and and then put it into the mod tools and then try it out in another version of Unity where I have my mods. Let's see. So actually try it out as modders would do it. So you don't have to remember any of this. This is something I have to do to make the mod tools work. And then we go over here. Oh yeah, then I can also show you some other things I added. Come on. Okay, so here now I'm in a version of a Unity version that is like a modder would have it. So you can see down here I have different mods. I have the Tropicana map, for instance, where I can show you this. Hello. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Where is the... collider box. Where is that? I can't remember why it's green here. Because I put a collider box. But... okay. Anyway, so I included some new physics materials for stuff. So these here, these wood things, they have now a material of footsteps wood, and you can see I have grass and the default one. So now when the player walks on these, it have a wood sound instead of the default sound. I haven't made a sand one yet. I think I have the sound for it, so I just need to create that. But right now I only have this one. But anyway, I can show you that in the game in a moment. Let's see, where is it? I had, was the shell? Yeah. So just to show you how easy it actually is now, and this is not a tutorial, because I will do videos about this once it's ready. But basically, as a modder, if I want to create a... We could actually... Okay, let's create a new mortar thingy. So so we want to build... Let's say we want to build a mortar. So we can right click here, and we can go to here, and we can go to templates, and then we can say 6-inch mortar rack. Then we call that MANIA. What do you call it? 6-inch super mortar. No, it should be 6-inch mortar super master. We just call it like that, just to give it some name, and then prefab. So here we actually have, whoops. So we have this, this looks of course like in the game, but that's because this is used as a template. So what I can do now is that I can go in here, and I can, because this is the, and this is where I need to, we should actually be able to build it from scratch. I just want to, yeah, let's try that. Let's build a new one here just from a cylinder. So we say mortar tube. It will be ugly. I know it will be terrible ugly, but and it's not really good to do it like this. But it's just to show you the concept. You, of course, you would do this model in a actual modeling language, modeling software. So now we have a, we can hide this. So we have our, here's this one, and we need to have this box trigger thing to be a little smaller. And this is the trigger for, okay, that's for the this is actually... So now we have this, and then we need to have... Okay, so that mortar tube here, it needs to have a mortar. Okay. This is actually not as easy as I would like to show it. Because... So this is the first time I'm actually building, because I have done it before by just using these templates here with like these, and these are fast enough. Let me think. Could I do it better maybe? I'm just thinking about how I can make this easier. Okay, anyway, so we have a box plot here with a trigger, that's fine. We have the model here, and we need to pick a diameter. We say it was 6 inches, and then we need an entry point on this one. So we right click and we go here and parts, mortar, entry point, oops. Then we have an entry point. That's where, okay, it might need to be a little smaller. Fuck that. So we can change that so it's a little bigger. So this is the collider that keeps track of when stuff is going into the tube. So we can see here, here. And then we need to drag that over here. So we need an entry point. Then we need a fuse, shell fuse pivot position. So we right click here. We go to firework MANIA, parts, mortar, fuse, shell fuse pivot position. And then we get this one, which shows in the editor where the fuse would go. So you can see that doesn't fit. So I had to rotate it a bit. So we can do it like that. So the fuse will go like that. And then we can take that one over here. And then we need an actual fuse. And this is a little weird, but it has to work like that. For now, I can't figure anything smarter. And that's actually under the common and then an invisible fuse, because we only need the fuse logic. We don't need the fuse visibility thing, because that will be handled by the shell itself. So the mortar tube, let's just delete this. So the mortar tube here is now filled out with the stuff it needs. Except the sound. Do we have the toy sound? We don't. Yeah, we have the squeak sound. We can maybe do something else. What can we pick? Let's do a basketball bounce. So whenever things is dropping down to this tube, the basketball sound will play. So I know it looks like crap, but it's just to show how it works. Let's see, we need this capsule thing. Whoops. So that is the... Okay, so that's the physics thing, so that's fine. Okay, I don't think that's fine. Except it can't stand. So we might need to have some kind of box collider in the bottom here, because it will tip over, I guess. Why edit? Come on. That was weird. Why can't I do that on... Weird. Just need to have something like this in the bottom here. Again, this doesn't look good at all. But it's just to show the principle here. Boom. And then looking at the mortar, we need a definition that will come in a moment, and we have a section there, and we have mortar tubes, and that will be populated automatically once we save. So let's put this down as a prefab, and let's right click and create a mortar definition, fireworks definition, MANIA mortar 6-inch, what was called super master. And then we go into this definition and we drag in the prefab. We put in an ID, we call it super master mortar. We don't want to put that in, and we want to say that it's a mortar. And then we need to go into the super master mortar and pick. There need to be this double alignment or double reference back and forth. I changed something for the ones who have tried this before. I changed the savable entity to hopefully automatically pick up which one you set up here, so you don't have to set it down here anymore. So this was a super long shot and me just winging it as I go. And we have the shells. So let's see, we have Supermaster. It's called Supermaster. It doesn't have an icon, doesn't matter. It's a type of mortar. It's pointing to this prefab and it have this ID. And the prefab is this one up here that have the right definition. It have the diameter, and it already figured out it's mortar tubes. That's this one. And the mortar tube itself also have 6 inches. It have an entry point, it have a shell position, fuse position, and an invisible fuse to actually get it ignited. So let's try and build this. This is the worst demo ever. What? So let's see here. Let's open up. So let's see if we can find our Super Master mortar. So this is our new mortar. We can put in a 6-inch shell. It's right here. The fuse is a bit tiny. Yeah, okay. The reason it's a bit tiny, the fuse, and this is exactly why you shouldn't scale stuff. If you remember, if we go back here, because I was just using a default cube or a default a mesh, a cylinder mesh default in Unity here. To get it smaller, I had to scale it down. So this up here is scaled down, meaning everything under it is also scaled down. So I guess when we're firing it off in a moment, the effect would also be scaled down. So this is gonna be weird, and that's why the fuse is so small. But let's see. I guess it will look like a mini something. Yeah, kind of small. Let's try this one. Oops. But it works. So it was just like to show that it's actually, even though it was a really... Okay, this wasn't actually scaled down that much. That's weird. But I created my own mortar now, and I can load it with all the 6-inch shells. And actually also the 3-inch shells, smaller shells can also go into it. So I can do that now. See here again, it's very hard to see where it is. But now it's inside again. And now we go with a smaller one. Okay, that one had some... Oh, interesting. So the small one apparently had a launch thing. You can also actually hear the... I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, let's try. So there's a problem with that one that is attached to that. Okay. You can hear the... When we put this in, if you listen, you can hear that the baseball thing, baseball sound. So that also works, even though it looks really bad. Okay. Okay. The point is that it's working. The goal was not to make it look good. But yeah, I think I will stop the stream now because the next thing I'm gonna work on is something that, yeah, I'm just gonna prepare something for the closed beta testers to test out, and then hopefully soon I can put it out on the beta so everybody can try it out. But that will be it will be a little while because the closed beta testers needs to test it first, and then and I will get some feedback from these guys, and then I will make changes that, as you saw, we are missing some animation stuff. We're missing sounds, and yeah, effects are not looking very good. But the overall thing actually works, so that's good. I don't know. I have the best intentions every time I start a stream, and then every time things just fall apart for some reason. It goes well when I'm not streaming, but as soon as I start streaming, nothing works. But anyway, it is actually going forward pretty good. And what was it I was saying? Yeah, and the reason I don't put it, because you can say, well, it's in a beta, the beta branch, it's out there, so why don't just put it out there and everybody can try it out? Because it's still not working. You can see the effect and all that is weird, so there's still some issues. So when I know there is these issues that makes some stuff not work at all and might crash things, I don't want to put it out, even though it's a beta, and I could do it. I still want to make the beta playable. Not that this will break everything, but still, there are some more things changed in this version, the next version of the game, under the hood. So want to wait with that. Oh, maybe one last thing. I forgot to show that footstep thing. Let's just take a look at that, and then I will end the stream. And that's super weird. Apparently, 33 people are watching on Twitter, 2 on YouTube, and 2 on Twitch. Yeah, it really shows that my latest live streams has been very uneventful in a positive way. Oh, I have to build it. Let me just do like this, and let's do like Tropicana, and then we build that. Takes a while, it needs to build. Yeah, the funny thing is, Konako, I'm actually ending the stream right now, and I don't feel like it went very well today. I don't know, but the things I'm working on at the moment is very hard to explain, really. So, but anyway, if you just joined Konako, I just showed how to build I just showed how you can build a quick mortar that looks bad, but it was just to show it, but it was also to try it out. When it started, well, I streamed for 1.5 hours. So you missed it. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't ping people today in the Discord. I can ask you about that, guys. I was talking with Keltusar about it because I feel like I'm a little spamming in the Discord because I'm going much more live lately. So I feel a little spammy just pinging everybody every time I go live. So should I post it should I ping everybody in the Discord in the announcement every time I go live, or should I just let it be up to people on the different, YouTube sends out notification if you enabled the bell thing and Twitch do the same thing? So what do you guys think about that? Yeah, I could add a role saying live stream watchers or something like that, and then I could ping that one. Yeah, that might be a way to do it. Lucas, about the server, that's because Konako is the only one who have access to the dedicated server build. But it's not, as Konako can also tell you, it's not super great and it doesn't have very much focus from my side right now because it's an extra thing. I need the game to work, self-hosted, because that's what the majority of people will do. But then of course I want to have this dedicated version of the server because it can handle much more stuff and all that sometime. But what I want to show you now is that what I showed in the mod tools, that I included 3 different physics materials that you can use on the ground, like the default, grass and wood. And this one is the wood one. So if you listen now, this is the default one. And then I applied the wood thing to all these wooden thing here on the bridge here. So if you listen carefully, it's a tiny little detail, I know, but it adds a little. I know it's not that important, but I already did it some time ago. It just haven't been possible for mod creators to use it yet because I didn't include it in the mod tools yet. And when I'm talking about the mod tools here in these live streams, it's in a closed beta multiplayer stage. So it's not the mod tools that everybody can just use now. Yeah, but a role for pinging on stream, that might be a good idea. Yeah, I can do it when this we have this reaction channel, and then people can just react to that and then get that role. I will look into that after the live stream, I think. Yeah, this is pretty cute. And I have more footstep sounds actually, so I can play around with that. I think I have more at least. It's so weird. I simply don't believe it. Take a look at this. So according to this, there is 33 people watching on X. Nobody says anything. So can just one of you 33 people write something here? Because I don't believe that number. I don't believe that there's 33 people watching actively here on Twitter X. Let's see. Yeah, bye bye, Gunnar. I'm also stopping the stream now, so no problem. See? So why show 33 views? Or is it how many people who have been here? It's weird. It's weird. Anyway, stopping the stream now. Disaster of a live stream once again. No, see you guys. In the next one or whatever. Yeah, bye.